Held a pitch football, just witnessed Fulham's 6-2 win in the Championship. Steve, give me your instant reaction to the game. How do you assess that, mate?
Fantastic again. Yes. What can you say? Another fantastic win after last week's game. What can you say? Personally, I weren't expecting a massive goal-scoring game again, but boom, they've done it. Yeah. What can I say? They're smashing it. They're left, right, and centre, one after the other. They know what they're doing. They're on form. All I can say, they're on form. They're smashing it. So hopefully they're going to keep it. We need Bournemouth to keep losing, keep us on the top. We're flying at the moment. Let's get us into that Premiership all the way. Mitrovic banging them in. Carney got one in. Fantastic.
Glad you mentioned Mitrovic. What do you say to those that say he can't do it in the Premier League? What are your thoughts on Mitrovic as a player?
I agree. Premiership, I don't know. I don't think he can muster it in the Premiership. I don't think he can. All day long, where we are now, he's going to score us goals. Premiership, I'm hoping he can prove himself good, prove himself right, but I don't think he can do it. I don't know. Hopefully he can prove us wrong. Hopefully he prove me wrong.
Fulham are sitting comfortable, top of the table. That give you a lot of confidence? Are you confident that the boys can go up in their automatic promotion spot?
100%, mate. 100%. Yes. If they can carry on like this, the way they're playing at the moment, they're smashing it. They've got a good team going. They're all gelled together fantastically. They're all fighting together. They want the top. They want the top. Of course they do. They want it. They want to go Premiership. Who doesn't want Premiership? Who doesn't want Premiership? All the way. Here we go. They are. So, but yeah, it's Premiership all the way. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Held a pitch football. We just witnessed Fulham's 6-2 win. Boys, can you give me an instant reaction to the game? How do you assess that?
Horrible. Us Blues are just not the greatest right now.
No. That's not the result you had anticipated.
No, but my son's first game, he got to see a lot of goals, so that's a good thing about it. First away game. So, disappointing. Second half was a lot better. We attacked them a lot more, but in the end, not good enough, mate. Not enough good players.
Give me your reaction to it.
Right, the way I feel is I kind of expected it, to be quite honest with you, but you know what, we'll still support Birmingham City until the day we die. Win, lose or draw, relegation, regardless, we will come and support them. So that's how I feel.
Up the Blues! Up the Blues! Up the Blues!
Now, you always knew it was going to be a tough night for Birmingham against Fulham today. This Fulham side, what do you make of them? Do you think they're favourites now for the top promotion?
Goals do the talking, and look how many goals they've scored in how many weeks, and that says it all. They've got
the best striker in the league. They've got Wilson. They've got good attacking players. So they probably are the best team in the league. Yeah, they are going to go up. But if they're good enough to stay up in the Prem, probably not. But in the Championship, they are the best team, aren't they, I suppose.
You're envious of players like Mitrovic?
I wouldn't say I'm envious of him. I'm happy. We've got Troy Deeney, one of our own. I'm not envious of nothing. We've got our own. Like, they've got Mitrovic, but he's not one of their own. You know what I mean? Like, Troy's from our city. Like, we love him. So, no, we're happy with what we've got, mate. Simple as that.
Lads, I've got to say, it's great to get you on. Commiserations on the result, and I wish you a safe journey back to Birmingham. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, James. Keep doing your thing, mate.
Thank you, lads. Held a pitch football, just witnessed Fulham's 6-2 win against Birmingham City. Can you give me your instant reaction to the game? How do you assess that?
It was a great game, as usual. 6-0 thriller, 6-2 thriller. Great goals from all of the guys.
It was a beautiful performance from the old Fulham.
Oh yes, definitely.
And I say that, and I'm an analyst. I'm doing sports science. It's beautiful.
Love that. The boys loved it as well. So it was good for them to see players who inspired them, and they're at the academy as well. So it's good to see a local boy, Cavallo from Balham, performing, scoring a good goal as well. So hopefully we'll be in the Premiership next season.
Talk to me a little bit about the quality of players Fulham got at the moment. Mitrovic and Kearney and the likes of them in the squad.
Reed, Harrison. It's endless for the Championship. So we will be ready for the Premiership next season. No doubt about that.
I've got to say thank you ever so much for your time today. It's great to get you on. I know your lads are at Fulham as well, so it must be a big deal for you to come down and watch Fulham regularly.
Oh yes, definitely. And for him to see what he could be in a few years' time, it's definitely good for his experience. definitely.
Held a pitch football. We just witnessed Fulham's 6-2 win against Birmingham City. Sonny, can you give me your instant reaction to the game? How do you assess that?
I think it's just guaranteed promotion at this point, personally. Like, we're scoring goals for fun. That's what I think it's 19, 20 goals in 3 games. With City to come up, I'm confident now. But when I got drawn, I was a bit like, it's time to go out. But I think now we have a crack with the way we're going. But
What's the secret to Fulham's success this season? How are they scoring so many goals, in your opinion?
I think it's just Mitrovic. I think last season Parker wasn't playing him as much, but this season I think he's pushing him, and he's better than he is. He's better than he is now. He's better than he was ever, I think.
Do you think he'll do it next season in the Premier League if Fulham go up?
Oh, guaranteed. I think if we go up, he'll score 20 goals easily. The way he's going now, he'll score 20 goals in the Prem easily.
26 games gone, Fulham are in a fantastic position. Are you confident they can see it through and get automatic promotion?
Oh, 100%. I think we'll first. I don't think we'll lose for the rest of the season. If Silva puts a plan C in, because he's putting his plan B in now, we're guaranteed goals. Teams will work it out and put a plan C in, and we'll go all the way in.
Talk to me about the academy at Fulham. They seem to be producing so many great players that they struggle to keep hold of. Are you current, the likes of Carvalho and that will stay with Fulham?
Carvalho, I'm not 100% sure. I think he's going to enjoy himself this season. I think, I've just seen earlier today that Liverpool are pushing it hard, like Harvey Elliott. Well, I think he'll turn. I'm being honest. I think he'll turn out a bit like Ryan Sessegnon. Injuries all the time and just constant like injuries, and then won't get game time, and he's just go down. But I'm hoping Sessegnon will step up his career again because he's still young. So I'm hoping he goes further than anything.
Take him back.
Yeah, I think if we take him back next season, he'll go back to where he was when he was with us the first time. 100%.
Held a pitch football. We've just witnessed Fulham's 6-2 win over Birmingham City. With me, I've got a lifelong Fulham fan. Can you give me your instant reaction to the game, sir? How do you assess that?
It's just really unbelievable as to how we're playing, what we're doing. It's a different world out there. You know, we got 7 last week, we got 6 at the weekend, we've got another 6 today, 19 goals. The highest scoring side in the whole of European football. Fantastic. You know, it's showbiz at its best.
What do you think the secret is to Fulham's form this season?
I think the manager's got to take some credit. He's very positive, and when we get into top gear, we're just unstoppable for some of these sides. The way we move the ball, and the star for me is Mitrovic, who in the Premiership seemed to be stuck in the penalty box doing nothing, whereas today he's linked play. He didn't score today, but we still scored 6 goals. That's not a bad performance without Mitrovic scoring.
26 games gone, Fulham in a fantastic position. Are you confident now that they can take automatic promotion?
I hate to say it, one game at a time, that old cliche, but really, it's theirs to muck up, basically. Yeah. It should really be fairly straightforward going forward, but there are still some tough games and some hurdles to cross before the end of the season. But when you play like that, and everyone's involved, and that's what's so good. We've got a strong bench. It's in Wonderland, and it's, as you say, there's 26 games to go. We've got 70 goals this season. Just unbelievable.
Mitrovic takes a lot of the plaudits and praise, and rightly so, for his form and contribution. Who would you say has been the unsung heroes of the Fulham team this season?
Oh, that's a very difficult one, because you look at Wilson when we beat Reading, he made 6 assists. And we haven't really seen him in the last 2 games. Caballero's come to the party in the last 2 games. Somebody's just walked past and said Tosin. I think there's a footballer in Tosin that will really, is growing in stature. Possibly Tosin is the unsung hero. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it because Reed is a good player. I think Caballero, in fairness, I know he's hyped up, but today and on Saturday, just great goal, 2 goals tonight. Said great goal on Saturday. I really wouldn't like to single anyone out. Mitro because of the goals, understandable, but everyone else is playing their part. You really mustn't, or you can't. I don't feel, so and so's done well. they seem to be like a team. They seem to get on with everyone, and that is very, very important. And that's the key to going forward. A classic, the weekend, Lee Bowyer was interviewed, and they drew 1-1 at Preston, did Birmingham. And the interview was, oh, by the way, Lee, on Tuesday you got Fulham. Oh, yeah. They've just got 6. Oh, have they? And his chin was on the ground, and that was the end of the interview. And that proved it tonight. We've got another 6. And, Birmingham were okay. I felt the Bristol City were probably better, but we scored 6 goals. 6-6-7 is just unheard of, Fantastic.
When you look at the fantastic players that have come through the Fulham Academy, we've seen another young lad in action again tonight. Are you confident you can change the way the club's keeping hold of these type of players and prolong their stay at Fulham?
I would love to think that we could. We were only talking about it earlier. I was talking about it to my son earlier. What do Brentford do and Wolves do to stay in the Premiership that we haven't done with this yo-yo situation? We're in Norwich at the moment, and we shouldn't be there. And when we went up, having beaten Aston Villa, we spent 100 million, and we thought we could take the world by storm, and we didn't. So Parker takes over, and when we go back into the Premiership, he plays the side that won at Wembley. We don't get a point for 7 games. What is the formula? At the moment, I wish I knew. And to keep this talent, we let Elliott go, of course. To let Carvalho go? No, come on. Just hold on to these players. I say pay them the right money. They get paid enough as it is. But at the moment, they're doing such a good job. It'll be great to see them come through. We need strengthening in 1 or 2 positions, but let's not worry about that. Let's get there. And when we get there, it's going to be tough yet again. But we need to get there back when we were in Europe in 2010 and have that nice run of being a proper Premiership club.
Held a pitch football, we've just witnessed Fulham 6-2 win over Birmingham City. Can you give me your instant reaction to the game, Squire? How do you assess that?
Well, I'm not actually a Fulham fan, but I was really impressed with Fulham today. I thought you controlled the game from start to finish. I was really impressed with particularly Harrison Reid in midfield. I thought he was really controlled the game. Tosin at the back was also excellent, and Carvalho, I think he's a real player, and you'll have a tough task in your hand keeping him for next season. I do fancy Fulham to go up next season, definitely, but I do think they may struggle again in the Premier League. Just a few players like the likes of Tim Marino and Dennis Adoy have gone up before and struggled at that level, so I think you will need to strengthen at that level to be able to survive in the Premier League.
Do you think they've got to change that yo-yo mentality at Fulham and maybe try to find a way of keeping hold of these talented youngsters?
Yeah, I think, well, if you can keep hold of Carvalho and the likes of Mitrovic, there's a good base to work off, but there's definitely weak points that in the Championship they'll excel, like the likes of Ream, who was good tonight, but in the Premier League, and same with Adoy, they tend to be found out a little. So I think it'll be important in the summer to replace those lads and strengthen to be able to survive in the Premier League, because you've gone up twice now and you've come back down again. So I think that's what you got to really take from the 2 seasons in the Premier League, that those lads need to be strengthened and a stronger squad needs to go into the league next year.
See Mitrovic absolutely destroying the Championship this year. It's not the first time he's done it.
27 goals.
20, yeah, in the late 20s, 27 goals so far. Do you think he's capable of transcending that form into the Premier League even when Fulham go up?
I actually do, because I think he gets pigeonholed into like the Dwight Gale category of too good for the Championship but not good enough for the Premier League. But what he's shown for Serbia, and he has had good seasons. He scored 11 goals for Fulham a few years ago in the Premier League. I do think he's capable of being a real focal point and firing Fulham to giving them the goals they need to stay up, to be honest.
Bournemouth, do you think they can push Fulham all the way, or do you think it's too late?
Well, I'm Irish, so I've had a close eye on Bournemouth this year because they've got Mark Travers, Robbie Brady and Gavin Kilkenny. I think you've a stronger squad than Bournemouth overall. I think they have some good players, but I think the system that you've got implemented there, I was really impressed with the way you just control the game from start to finish tonight. Very solid. I know Birmingham scored twice, but they never really posed any kind of threat in the game, so I do think Fulham are pretty good to be going up, to be honest, at this stage.
Do you think it sends out a real message to the rest of the league, the amount of goals this Fulham team are scoring?
Yeah, it was. The way you cut through them was it was real quality. There was you were kind of a cut above what was out there for Birmingham, and I think there's not many teams at the Championship level that can live with Fulham at the moment. But when you get to the Premier League, I think keeping hold of Carvalho will be important, and Mitrovic's form will also be important. But definitely adding some more players to that squad and trying to strengthen those weak positions that have let you down before will be kind of the difference, I think, between promotion or staying up and getting relegated.